Hello, everyone, and welcome to the West, a Dishonored RPG campaign that we run Wednesday, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock.
Did you forget what day it is?
Yes, I
That's
did.
what day it is.
We run it
Oh,
sometime.
not that commercial again. Oh my word!
Except it's not Wednesday.
You're trying to freak me out, man. It's working. Okay, so last session was quite eventful. So not only did we have our first player marked by N outsider, that was Anton, marked by a figure known as the Daredevil, but we also had a player death. So what happened in between those things? So Faisal and LG were taken to this prisoner swap, arranged by the Ebony Pervasion, while the rest of you that weren't trapped or running arranged this deal. The Protectors and you and the Ebony Pervasion for
Technically, Maxim Kenrick.
Maxim Kenrick. He was kind of there just to support things. The deal that the Pervasion arranged was a spike for a person, and that is something that you obliged them with. You gave 2 spikes to them, 2 real, authentic Void Right spikes. They took them and gave you Isel and LG. Anton ran and arrived at the airship and tried to get into the town, but was unfortunately stopped short by some snipers. But he's there. Emotional support, Anton.
Watching Tears of the Constant Sea.
Yep, that's right.
Listening to.
After the exchange was made on the bridge, Lee Barrett decided to try to take down Snatch, the man who was basically walking between both sides and making the exchanges. In a very dramatic showdown, though he did hit Snatch with 2 bullets, Snatch was unfortunately still standing. And with 1 bullet wound, pretty big one, and with a sword wound to the torso, Lee Barrett was thrown off of the bridge and killed. That is the last thing you all have seen, as I believe the last thing I said was Snatch backing off and him just saying, "That was him, that wasn't me." What are you doing?
We're a little further than that, if I remember right.
Were we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're...
Just slightly.
Sad
Mild
yelled at him
interactions.
saying,
Oh, yeah.
see you later, and then
Oh, yeah, that's
It wasn't
right.
Isel
like
freaked
Isel.
out a little bit.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run over to the edge of the cliff, to the river. Over to the edge of the bridge.
Where he fell off?
Try to find, my way down if I can. Is it, like, climbable at all?
Okay, so it's almost over a ravine, I guess. On the edges of the bridge going down, you could be able to climb the rocks, but the place where he fell off is like the center of the bridge. So he fell into the river.
So could I pick my way down the side?
Yeah, make an athletics check. Or an acrobatics, I guess. Lee, no! Flips down to the river.
Cartwheel all the way down. I would assume that's move. Can I argue clever? No, that was
No.
no. Carefully, I guess. I don't know.
Carefully works.
Can I use perception to avoid like?
No. Sorry.
It's gonna be bad, guys.
Sometimes we
If I allowed that, you can roll that for every single check. In the game. One success? Okay, that's good
Not
enough.
that bad.
Yeah.
fall into the river.
You needed 1 success, so doesn't really involve that much stress. But you move on down to the river, and it's still a little hard to see because of the fact that there have been numerous bright lights that have kind of ruined your night vision. But at least you make it down. It's hard to see into the waters themselves, but they are rushing. This is a very, very active river, especially considering there once was a mill here that was using that rushing water.
But no sign of Lee yet.
Here you're going to make your perception.
30 cleverly perception.
Mm-hmm.
1 success.
We're probably going to need 3. It's night. There are rocks. The water's moving.
Sebastian, We need some help down here.
Sab looks around. Okay. He goes down. Goes down towards.
Yeah. Make a move check.
Swiftly, I guess.
Yeah.
Swiftly acrobat.
Hold on a second. I'm coming down too. That would be Watchman Candler actually going down with you.
All right.
Technically, you were his boss, so
Sab, 2 successes.
okay, that's enough. Get 1 momentum. That'll probably be expired after this scene.
There you go. You can use it on your perception check.
Use it right now.
All right, that's 2 for Candler as well.
Listen, if there's any chance he's still alive, we gotta find him quickly. Can you just help me?
Sab looks
Look down the river.
Check.
All right, Candler's assisting.
And I'll assist as well.
I'll use that extra. All right. So study. I argue cleverly.
Ow.
Well, you see,
That's what I usually use for
Sabs
perception.
knows his river. He knows how they like throw it back and forth. He knows kind of the place rivers can.
Okay, that works. Sometimes I
Cool.
just want you guys to argue. Do it.
Heck yeah.
Actually, do you mind both pushing your mics back just a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah. Just to like the middle of the table. Yeah, there you go. That should be good.
How's that?
That should be good.
Now Sab has this fencing. Now, because a river is like fencing an opponent. I'm joking. Okay. What do we have? Steady is 5, carefully 10. Okay, that's 2 success.
And another one from me added on to help.
So that's already 3. All right. We not see a body, but you do see what looks to be a slouch hat out on the rocks, kind of in the middle of the river.
Probably just got washed further down. We just need to keep looking. And I'm gonna kind of slosh through the water up until I get to that point and kind of grab the hat a little forcefully and start.
Make a move check.
Okay.
Okay.
With boldly?
No, carefully.
Okay.
Sab starts edging down the way that the river
Oh.
goes.
Yeah.
2 successes.
2? Okay. You did need 2 for that one. The water is... You're wet. And you're struggling to keep your grip, but you make sure and take your time in stepping on those crucial stones. Get the hat.
Just keep going down the river. I'll keep on from this side and we can see if we can find anything.
I
Some
will also say that with the perception check that you guys rolled, it's a pretty wide river. It's probably twice the length of me to this wall. So,
good.
and many of the waters are rushing, so it could be his body might even be in this area. It's just really hard to tell because it could be submerged, it could not be. It's a lot of water.
Isel, Sab pulls across. Come back over here. There's a thing
I'll start trying to do that.
that is there's a thing that some people can do when they're touched, marked in my day by the outsider. It removes the trace of a body. It's gone. And I don't know if
Snatch
He has
isn't marked by the outsider. That's not going to happen. He's here somewhere. Just keep
we're not
helping me
going to
look.
be able to
We're-
find him, and we need to go now.
We need to find him.
They're across.
We're
the
not going to
river.
leave him in a river.
Make a perception check. Both of you. Independent though.
Okay.
Roll count.
1 success.
You're gonna need a 2 to succeed on this one.
I'll change it to a critical success.
Okay.
Talk cleverly. 1 success.
Okay. Isel, you would see. Actually, you'd hear it. you'd hear what sounds like an airship taking off, and would look up and would. It's hard to see because it's night and far away, but the Pervasion is leaving. Sorry, I just made you waste a point on that.
It's okay. I guess I'm gonna wade back in and start trying to see if there's any systematic way I can kind of sweep the river to see if I can find Barrett.
Chandler's going with you with a lantern and watching his step, but I think one more perception check.
No successes.
That's one.
Doesn't count unless the one who's leading the check
Oh.
gets the success.
Yeah, fair.
He can make his own though.
No, he's assisting you. Sorry, not going to change that.
Fair enough.
That will look
Okay, all right.
okay. Steady, cleverly.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like cleverly can be argued in any situation, honestly. I don't know how I feel about that.
Look for you to, you know.
That's right.
Block
I have the
those.
power. That's right.
Just one.
You know what? For a check like this, this is a carefully check. You're looking for carefully literally says
Okay.
paying attention to the small details.
That would still be one.
Okay.
Five,
Yeah.
5 search.
You found the one trace. Floated to the top.
Thinking. Big point.
I'm gonna go ahead and say don't. That would be a waste.
Fab just goes over to Rizal, takes the hat, takes her hand down his head, and starts walking her back to where.
We need to keep looking. He's gonna be in here somewhere, and just leave him like this, Seb.
Okay.
It'll get light soon, and then it'll be easier.
It's light.
Oh, and if he did really fall down the river, someone will find him. Bodies
But it
float.
can't be someone. It has to be us. We're the people that know him, and he deserves more than just to wash up in some riverbed with someone he doesn't even know.
Safe here. We need to leave.
The probation are already gone. We've got time.
Doesn't mean safe. We come
Well,
back
go
tomorrow.
ahead and
All right, you go, and I will stay, and I will stay in the river.
you go ahead. If you want to leave, then leave. I just need to do
Oh,
this.
all right, then I'm staying with you. Right. Looks at you,
Right?
Hat Man. Where's
Have a hat.
Oh, you, Gray coat. Wait, it's
That's his name.
Yeah.
Great. Yep.
Gray. You, Gray Man. Take everyone back to the ship. We're gonna check the river.
I think given my
Okay.
Boss
Just
is-
go tell them, and then you can come back.
all right, and he would climb his way slowly climb his way up the rocks. Oh wait, yeah. Just realized that you guys are the only player characters here at this moment.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, he's not talking to anybody. You guys, well, he is, but you guys just don't know that. So, how long are you guys going to be searching until something is found?
At the very least, until first light. Then it depends on how if anyone else gives an objection.
All right. Make another perception check. Difficulty of 4.
How's your perception?
5, and then he's not got much else. Carefully.
Well, my total's
It would
worth
be
12.
carefully.
Do you want to? Oh, not cleverly.
Skill.
Okay.
Gray would come back down.
I've got an 11. What do you got total?
Got like 9.
You want to aid me then?
And Gray's rolling as well.
It's 2 for me.
2 for him. That 1. He's also good at perception.
Was he aiding or was he doing his own?
He was aiding. So
Good, then that's 5 total.
Yep. All right. After a lot of scouring, the 5. No momentum for this one because the scene's going to end after this anyways.
Yeah.
There would be brief successes in the night. You would have found 1 transitional pistol, 1 revolver, but no body. You're pretty certain that it had to have been pushed away. And at the pace that the river's going, it would be really hard to catch up to it.
So probably around first light, finally exhausted, kind of wringing the hat still between her hands. Isla would climb up to Sab and say, I think it's time to go back now.
Sad nod. And then
So, and this is Candler. Walking back, he would ask, so when did you, get him into your employ? When did you hire him?
I actually originally wanted nothing to do with him. My friend, Maxim Kenrick, kind of forced him on me. He said Pendacy was dangerous, and well, he didn't know the half of it at the time, but Barrett was the sort of person that grew on you, whether you wanted him to or not. Stubborn like that. I'm sorry, who are you?
Hi, I'm, Watchman, Gray Candler. I'm an enforcer. I was technically under your friend for all but 2 days. I was at the party. I was the guy watching the gate.
But not one of the...
No.
Thank you for whatever assistance you were able to give them.
Mm-hmm. And, well, hey, I did want to say, at the very least, your friend, Investigator Barrett, accomplished his mission. He
Could
was
have
your
done more than that.
bodyguard, right?
Yeah. We could have all walked away from this okay. Wouldn't have been that hard. Should have been the one to make the change. But that's not doing anyone any good, I'm sorry. It's been a long night. We should go find the others, at any rate.
We should head back to the lane. I imagine Mr. Kenrick wants to meet with you.
He's here?
Yes. He and like 50 other enforcers supposed to be backup, but never called that in, I guess. I forgot you didn't know that.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him then, but I'd probably better, if you give me a few minutes first, I'd probably just better get my composure.
Of course.
Sab. You want this? And she'd proffer the hat.
puts it on. How is size comparison?
Roll a d20 for me.
Ooh.
Don't add anything to it. What'd you roll? Super big, man. I rolled a nat 20.
Whatever.
Very large.
All right.
Ethel actually smiles a little and Reaches up to adjust it.
Pushes it up a little bit. Things
You'll grow into it, right?
might grow still.
So just wondering, where are you regaining your composure?
I just need to go back to the ship for a minute.
Okay, all
Probably
right.
change out of
Yep.
these very soggy clothes after waiting in the river all night. That's all I
Yeah,
need.
yep. Candler would accompany you the entire way, and would lead you all. Actually, you guys know where this airship is, but he'd go back to the airship with you. You would probably go to bed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is first light. So you would go back to the airship, and no one would be there to greet you, unfortunately.
We should we're gonna have to go get Anton after this.
One
They let
quick-
him go, but I don't know where he is now. I just told him to head back towards Jessamine if he could. He should be safe. At least the pervasion didn't do anything to him. But we're gonna have to meet back up at some point.
Figure that out.
Go ahead and roll a perception check, Anton.
Me?
Yeah.
Also, I think before they left, the river Sabo done a quick little sketch, kind of marking location.
2 successes.
And, like,
Two
put down-
successes.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
You would hear a little bit of talk on the ship, but it's far off. It's hard to identify who it is.
Okay. As a point of clarification, where is Bill?
Bill is
Where is Bill?
Bill stay. Bill went back. Bill would go.
Popular question.
No, you guys left Bill. Didn't you lock Bill in a room?
No,
You didn't.
I let him out. I let him
Okay.
out. I let him out eventually. I was like, "You want to help us?" And he was with us.
Bill is a
Sure.
woman.
He was-
Misgendering
she was-
Bill.
She was
A
with
woman
us
dog.
at the swap. I'm right.
Was
We took
she?
her along. Yeah, because
Oh,
I think
Bill.
Sab was like, "Hey, you want to help us out?" And so
Oh wow.
Bill was
Oh,
being
yeah.
very
Oh,
behaved.
Bill.
So Bill probably went back with everyone. I'm guessing.
Yeah, Bill followed the rest of the enforcers actually when they left. So actually, you know what? Bill's smart. That is the one person that would greet you. So you would actually go back onto the airship, and
Bill is a
Bill would
woman.
run out and probably sniff you a ton.
I'll of course pet Bill because what kind of monster wouldn't?
That's right. You're the protagonist. You pet dogs. You
Of
don't
course.
kick them.
Of course.
Sab shrinks away from Bill and kind of just moves around. Bill doesn't trust Bill.
You're the
and is
protagonist. You
slightly
don't
a
kick
monster.
dogs.
You do no longer the protagonist. Stop.
Actually,
Status
you know what?
revoked.
Let's nix that perception check. You would wake up pretty early, probably like 5 a.m. You would feel like your hand. If your hand was like drifting off the bed, I'm just imagining it's like off
Yeah.
the bed, and he just licks it just a little bit.
You would obviously pet Bill.
Okay. Yes.
Because otherwise, it couldn't be the protagonist anymore.
That's right. Yep.
The touch
And
me,
then
maybe
you
I'll-
would be fully awake to hear what sounds like noise. Bill would leave after a little bit, so but eventually you would hear voices. So
I'll get up and go out to see what's up.
so I imagine you guys were probably talking on the crew deck, which is where all of the bedrooms are and whatnot. And so you're talking about Anton, and you see Anton just walk out of a room, just disheveled.
Good morning.
Oh, that was easy. Oh, good to see you. Goes over, gives him a
yeah.
hug.
Here.
When Sab's hugging him, does he notice does his little outsider senses go off?
Do you have
Those
that?
do not exist.
Oh, his void.
Yeah, no,
sense. No.
there's no way to know.
Okay.
There's no gaydar for the outsider's mark.
Does my outsider gaydar go?
Coffee.
Okay.
And when Sam is done, Hazel would come and wrap Anton in a very tight and quick hug too and say, "How did you even get here?
I ran.
You ran the entire way
Yep.
in a day."
Well, yeah. I mean, I actually tried to get into the town, but someone threatened to shoot me. Actually shot at me, I guess. But he didn't hit, so I just left.
But
found the airship.
How are you not exhausted?
I slept.
I mean, like, how'd you not die while running here?
A long way, Anton.
I don't know. I just ran.
Seb, roll a quick perception check. This is not outsider mark sense.
It's literally eyes.
Okay.
He has not yet covered anything.
Yeah.
Steady.
It's hard though because you
Carefully,
see
I
a
guess.
man again after assuming he might be
He
dead.
also
You're not
has,
going to
like,
be
a
like,
coat.
what's his hands look like? That's
One
a
does a
or-
coat that's probably
one
like
success.
partially covering it.
What's that?
One success.
One success. You can see the shriveled hand. That's what catches the eye first.
Stab, of course, reaches out for this shriveled hand. Ooh, what happened here?
The broker, I guess
Oh.
you had a run-in with him.
The what?
He said something about it. He said to make a deal now. Well, yeah. This is apparently what he does.
That name doesn't.
Does it move?
It's not one of
now?
the 8.
One of the 8 what?
One of the 8 outsiders.
You mean he wasn't even an outsider?
Oh, I don't know. I just know that he wasn't made by the protectors.
Well, if he only does
Well,
he do
this
anything?
is the result. No, it doesn't. Except maybe let him see and hear everything I see and hear. Which, could you keep that up for like 36 hours, please?
I could do that.
No, don't.
Okay.
Bill like hits Sav in like the back of his leg. Oh, it's bad. Like, ow. Okay.
Anton, things didn't exactly go right. The negotiations.
Did you not get LG or something?
We got LG. In fact, everything was going right. It was all going to plan, like I told you. They gave the spikes, and the Pervasion gave me, and gave LG, and we're all safe across the bridge. And then Mr. Barrett,
Where is he?
didn't make it.
He didn't make the deal?
Didn't make it alive.
But you said we would all meet in Jessamine. And I mean, this isn't Jessamine, but
You know, when I meant it, it would have gone right. It was going right. It was working. But he charged back in there after all of the deal was done and tried to kill Snatch. And
your plan failed.
my plan was,
Your plan was to get everyone back.
and I had up until he.
Well, he's not back.
Lee, he did a really good job. I don't know why he did that. And what do you want to do?
So you're accepting that he just died. You're accepting it. You're not going. If I could find the body, do you have the body? Where did it
We
go?
looked all night.
No, there's someone who can fix it. I think.
There's what?
I don't know. Just we have to find it.
The river swept it away. It could be
Well,
anywhere.
we can
by
go
now.
all along the river and we can find it.
Listen,
I don't know who the person is, but
I don't think we've met. Hi, I'm Watchman Gray. You can just call me Gray.
I won't call you anything right now. But okay,
Uh,
you know where the body is. Can how?
he was shot and stabbed through
Well,
the
that's
chest.
fine.
Then he fell 100 feet.
If someone can fix it, no one can fix it without the body. But there's someone, I don't know where he is, but if we got the body, maybe he could fix it.
People don't come back to life. They just don't. Anton, sorry. Sorry.
He's
You
on your
Leave my brain
mind.
right now.
He remembers. I don't.
Well, it may
Anton.
not be great, but it's something to try at least. You can't just not. I mean, if one plan fails, you got to go with another plan to fix it. I mean, the plan at the party failed, and we found some way to fix it, but now that plan's failed. Now we have to fix that.
Just don't.
There might be someone who
There's
can.
no way to fix this. All right.
I was told,
People
Lysander
don't
told me about
come
someone,
back, okay?
and he was some sort of doctor, and he did something, and he might be able to fix this.
What do you suggest that we
Find the body.
How are we gonna do that?
I don't know.
The plan.
Go along the river, find the body.
Okay.
We have
I
to
mean-
find this someone.
You guys do have an airship. Just fly down the river, maybe. You know someone that can.
I don't know what he can do, but he's the closest. He might be able to. I heard about something that it sounded similar, but I don't know where he is. Lysander knows where he is, but he didn't tell me. Told me. Fine.
We can look into it. If you know a name, we can. We can.
Dr. Atlee.
We'll start sending some messages. We'll see what we can see.
Don't
Listen,
fail again.
I'm sorry. I don't. These were grievous wounds. I don't think there's any doctor that
It's
can.
not fixing the wounds, it's fixing the body. I don't know what it is, but it's something else. It's something you haven't seen before. He's not like a normal doctor.
Are you sure it'll work?
I have no idea what it'll do. I don't even know who the man is.
Then why are you so sure? We can.
Because if we just let him, he can't just be floating down the river and gone. We could fix it.
Some things that just don't do well with fixing.
Well, might not be perfect again, but a lot of fixed things aren't perfect. They're just better than they were.
Anton, you know me. You know I've looked into these sorts of things, into the void for a long
You
time.
don't know
now.
everyone. You don't know what everyone can do.
I know, but I've never once heard anything about bringing someone back from the dead.
Well, you haven't heard of Dr. Atlee then.
What is everything you know about Dr. Why are you so sure he can do this?
Lysander was talking about Dr. Atlee, and he said that he'd seen bodies, and then they weren't just bodies anymore, and worth a try.
And we get the airship and we float it down the river, or fly it down the river and see what we can see. At the very least, right?
Candler is going to lean over to you, Sap, and just whisper. I guess you guys can roll perception checks to see if you hear it. Probably be a difficulty of 2 if you want. You might be a little distracted now. He just says, "Is this normal? What you guys do?"
Really? But I mean, weirdest thing that's happened. Eh? Sab gets up and just kind of, okay. Right. He just kind of goes off. And he's looking for Ellison?
Yeah, Violet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's asleep in her own bunk. Sorry. Who is it?
It's Sab. We need you to fly the ship.
It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I can fly it. I don't know how.
You hear a
He
bunch
starts,
of
like,
rustling
walking.
in the room, and
He
she
starts,
walked
like,
out.
walking, but like not going anywhere. Just
Yeah, yep. So as you hear a lot of movement really fast, and you would see Ellison come out of the room in PJs and a coat. It's like, I'm flying this thing. What do you cannot fly this thing. That is my job.
reach up there. Starts going.
And she falls
Not
over.
very fast,
Yeah.
but just goes.
Gray,
Yeah.
could you go tell Kenrick what we're doing?
What am I gonna tell him? He needs to go someplace. He's just gonna stay here. You know, he could be. Listen, we could arrange a picket. We could have enforcers looking for the body, if that's important to you. If you are friends with Maxim, then that probably would work.
That's probably better than just the 5 of us, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, we're enforcers. We're good at looking for stuff.
Okay, I'll find and tell him to hold off just for a couple minutes.
All right.
Sebastian? Sab?
Yeah.
Just hold off on the. Oh, listen, morning.
Good morning. Where are we flying to?
We're gonna hold off just for a few minutes. We need to talk with Kenrick first, alright?
I'm going back to bed. He goes back to bed, even if it's just for 30 minutes.
You both are.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'll go with you guys.
What's for you? What's Kenrick doing?
It's the men do what we can't do when searching for the body.
That's what he's gonna help.
Been very kind so far. Come on, we're gonna.
It is a pretty long walk to get to the lane. I actually, before Ellison went to bed, I might have suggested that you all fly over there because of the fact that you guys literally concealed the Dacron lane earlier so that it was not within sight and your airship was. It'd probably be about like 4 to 5 miles away.
Oh, then we're definitely gonna fly over.
Yeah, because you wanted it
Yeah.
not even to be in sight, like in the sky. So
So Nick's a couple of
yeah.
there.
So yeah, you guys fly over and land over the lane. Wow, I just realized that the rest of the folks, the protectors and the enforcers, had to make that walk. Oh well. We'll just leave that pothole open and ignore it.
They're hikers.
They're
Into the
hikers.
breeze.
There you go.
Maybe
They
the
did
wind
have like
came
all of
on.
the.
They could actually.
They did
they
have
could've-
all of the night to
actually
go
could've-
over.
Well, or never mind.
You know what?
Just-
You know what? No.
there's some
Here's
things
here's
that
what
they
we'll
could've
do.
went with us
Here's what
if
we'll
they
do.
were coming.
Vern had a radio, so he would have said, "Have the lane land closer to us." So it's right next to you. There you go.
Woo.
So
So never mind.
pothole sealed.
Never mind the never mind.
Okay,
Woo.
exactly. Yep. Okay. All right. So you walk right over. You can see the loading dock is open. There's a couple of enforcers that you don't know around, but it doesn't look like they're going to stop you.
We'll go find Max and Kenrick.
Going through the Dacron lane, Kenrick and Vern would probably be on the deck, planning, debriefing. On the way there, you would pass an infirmary where you would see to be an actual professional doctor tending to LG. Cyclone sitting right next to him. Are you just going up? Passing for now?
Yeah,
They
better
don't-
wait at least until his injuries have been treated to talk
Okay.
to him.
Yep. All right. So, you'd go up to the top of the ship, and next to the bridge there would be a map room where, as you enter the room, it's pretty dimly lit, filled with smoke. As Henrik is sitting in a corner, Vern is peering over a map, and Ren is also in the room. Looks to be a little tense. Oh! Lady Arga, how's it going? It's good to see you again.
Thank
End
you.
in one piece.
Yeah.
Yep.
One piece.
You're wounded. You need to go see the doctor in the
I'm
infirmary.
fine.
No,
need it.
Vern,
Maxim.
go get the doctor.
Maxim, it's all right. He's
course.
got bigger things to take care of.
Vern
right
leaves
now
the
than-
room.
Thanks for coming, Maxim.
Of course.
I'm sorry about all this.
No, I should be the one apologizing. It's my men, my responsibility. To think of the fact that my own men committed this heinous act. deeply sorry.
And you need to be sorry for.
No,
You didn't know.
please. This is my fault.
Well, then just consider this all even. And she's gonna walk
Consider
up
this what?
all even then. All right, and she's gonna walk up and offer her hand.
No,
Did you hear about the bird yet?
I did. Don't know exactly what he was thinking.
Don't I?
He's
It
a
would
good
have been.
man. I have no record of it, but do you know if he had any immediate family members to alert?
None they told us about. No.
Uh,
Well, no, because he had his fiance, but she's dead, and he doesn't hang out with her dad anymore because he kind of blames him for it, right? And he hasn't mentioned any actual family of his own.
okay.
So that was a fairly certain no. He didn't tell us of any, or at least no one current. But we were when we could enlist your help one more time to help us find his body. I don't know how much he heard, but he got thrown into the river.
Of course. Vern.
Will you dig for fish to pray?
He would peer into the bridge. Somebody come in here. And one of the crew members of the Dacron Lane would step in and he would instruct them. Contact Jessamine. We need people on the lookout for a body. Enforce our outfit. And he would, describe Barrett, and would tell this man to go order some of the enforcers to go out looking. Just make sure and keep looking downriver. That's where it would be, probably. I assure you, Lady Augur, it's one thing that we're good at, it's looking for things. We'll find it. Now, would you mind telling me about this villainous organization that kidnapped you? Your friend here hasn't really said much about it. Keeping mum. He gestures over to Ren.
Seems to be what she does best. The Ebony Pervasion is, they're cold.
Hmm.
We were kidnapped by Captain Ogden. I think he used to be cavalry of some sort. Goes by Snatch.
Wait, Ogden. I've heard this name. He's a pirate, right? Oh, yes.
Crimson Pennant.
He's got a bounty already on his head, but we'll increase that.
And by Lysander McRoven.
Pianist?
The pianist. Apparently he's something of an agent for them.
Well, bounty on him, I suppose, too. Any... Wait, no, he already knows about crap. Never mind.
They took us up to a chalet in the mountains, Anton and I.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything, like a fortress or an encampment. It seemed like they were just trying to lay low somewhere that wouldn't be compromising. Not sure how.
Do you know the location of it?
I would describe roughly geographically.
Also, roll a study check.
No, it's on Mount Esna.
Okay, there it is.
I
Yeah,
do
you
remember that.
Yeah, so you would say that, and he knows exactly what it is. So, excellent. We'll send a patrol out that way. It'll be empty, says Ren.
I don't think it'll pay much in terms of dividends, but if you want to.
We will send men, regardless. What is the angle of the Ebony Pervasion? I know they're a cult. What do they want with you?
Different things with each of us, I think. They wanted Anton as a curiosity.
A curiosity.
You could explain that better than I could.
Probably knows much.
I barely know anything.
know everything I'd explain to him.
It's not relevant directly.
Well, what about you? What did they want with you?
They wanted me to join them, at least at first, until they realized exactly how little the protectors had actually told me. Made it much
Seems to
more
be a theme.
difficult to bargain with for LG's life when I didn't know anything, Ren.
Me too. Thanks for getting him out alive.
Pretty touch and go for a minute there. And it wasn't perfect either. They know a couple of things now. They knew the spikes were fake, obviously. You saw that at the bridge.
Yeah. So tell me about what are these spikes? Give me specifics. And after he said that, Ren would look at you. Listen. Don't tell him anything about this. It needs to stay private.
Frankly, I trust Maxim
Excuse
more
me,
than
I believe she can do with the information what she wants to do. Let her speak for herself.
You speak for your husband too, Ren?
Say?
Said, do you speak for your husband too, Ren? Keep secrets from him like everybody else, or he's the one person that you let in?
She's gonna leave the room. She storms off.
Tab leans over to Lee.
Anton.
Oh, Anton. I'm sorry. Just keep.
The corpse of
correcting
Lee.
me. Leans.
Not
We found the corpse.
Leans over to Anton. I think she's more a career woman. Doesn't.
What was that all
I'm
about?
not one to judge.
She knows.
The question is, how do you know?
No matter.
Maxim, the spikes are they're void artifacts. A series of them.
All this over void trinkets.
They're not trinkets. I don't want to implicate you.
You already have. Well, at least they have. They've tampered with my men. I'm in this, whether you like it or not.
They're used to make and potentially break out.
Make them. Entire gods.
Ren knows more than I do. By far, actually. And try and change
Says the least.
I haven't been honest, Max.
What happened to Leo? Was he made
Exactly
through this
what I-
process?
Yes. The ritual worked, though not because of what we did. It was because of this vacancy the protectors had set up. I think it's time to tell you the truth of that whole business. I'd appreciate it very much if you didn't leave this room. But when I tried to set Leo up as an outsider, during the ritual, he disappeared. It had gone as expected, but I didn't hear anything from him. So when I said, he was there and he was speaking to me, it was, I guess, an attempt to buy him time. I don't really know what I was thinking at the time. It was, I could see the crowds turning away from him up there, losing faith, and I didn't want him to come back to nothing, and so I started lying to buy him a little time to, I don't know, find his legs, make it true. And then he never...
Hold on a second. Don't know why, but my dad is calling. All right, and we're back. Continue, Heisel.
Yeah. Oh, what did I just something about
I lied.
well, yeah, that's kind of the thesis statement of this whole thing.
That's the thesis statement.
In conclusion,
Uh,
I lied.
So, the last 3 years, where I've been claiming to be the Lady Ogre to see people's futures and connect them with the void, and it's a sort of an exaggeration. I've been looking for Leo, trying to track down what had happened to him, and then just recently I found out he is in the void, and he is an outsider. An outsider. There's multiple now. But he's not himself anymore. I don't exactly know what that constitutes or anything, but
What does he do?
he marks people that interest him. People,
Marks the like the mark of the outsider.
an original outsider, yeah.
Is that why he was watching me?
I wonder actually. Yeah, maybe. But well, all I've been doing here, living on the continent and coming to the continent in the first place, I've been trying to find him, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
Wait. You said he marks interesting individuals. Why hasn't he marked you? I'm sorry.
You know, I'd like to know that too. What Lysander told me, he's one of Leo's marked, actually. Is
The
that-
pianist.
Mm-hmm. Leo always liked music. He said I was more interesting without the mark.
Lysander said that.
He said Leo said it.
So Leo is speaking to it. Are you sure this man was not lying? He did kidnap
He could
you
have
after
been.
all.
I don't know. He lied about a lot of things, but I think some of it was true. And
Like you in that way.
You say another word like that about Lady Arga, I will have you expelled from this airship immediately.
well, he was telling the truth, Max.
Doesn't matter. There's a good time for the truth and a bad time for it.
This is a bad time for a lot.
Yes.
I meant what I told you when I said that I'd help you find the music box and answers about your past. I still mean it. I'd like to help you, and I'd like to pursue that as soon as we can. But I need you specifically to know, because people like me, people that lie for a living, can get ourselves to some pretty lofty heights before we fall. Sometimes we bring down the things close to us when we fall too. I think the stakes are getting pretty high. I wanted to give you a warning.
You're looking for a music box.
I really like. See, I have this. And out, it's a.
Sebastian, you can trust him.
It's a. What is the it's that mask that's on.
Oh, the
Overseer.
Overseer.
yeah.
I collect old artifacts of the old world. I'm hoping to make a museum one day. I'm looking for some music box.
I know
Special
of
one.
a location of some music boxes.
But like it's like a special like family, not really family, but like heirloom sort of specially made one.
Were your parents overseers?
No, they yeah, we didn't like them very much. But I ran across it once or twice, but never was able to get my hands on it too much.
Well, best of luck in your antiquities hunt. Well, Lady Arga, I can't believe you pulled an angle on me. Of all people.
Did you believe me?
For a moment, after Leo visited me.
I hope you don't hold it against me.
It's a tool that you own, and you use it for good.
And under all the pretenses and mysticism, I did try to give you good advice.
That's right. I was never paying for the mysticism. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. A practical man like you, never.
Well then. So this ebony pervasion was looking for the Voidbright spikes.
They don't like the outsiders much either, it turns out. Taking some sort of monopoly on the void power, something of the sort. The pervasion, I think, is looking to harness it for themselves.
They're looking at what?
Harness it for themselves, the void. Without
That
an
is a
intermediary.
very, very dangerous thing right there. Listen, if you ever need men to deal with a situation like this, just let me know. This isn't just something on your own security. This is something about the integrity of my company. I am investigating this case now. If you have anything, need to know it. If you deem worthy of me, I need to find out what happened here.
I mean, you know as much as I do about what happened to your men. I think the ebony pervasion turned some of them, got them in their employ.
You know if they're still in their employ, or if it was just something for the party.
That much I don't know.
All right. Well then, at about this time, the doctor would come in. Okay, let me have a look at you.
I hope you didn't stop tending to LG down there.
LG, who's... Oh, the guy without the eye. He's stable, don't worry. All good.
Is he going to be alright?
Oh, yes, he'll be fine. As far as I can see, he'll be fine. Okay, can I lead you down to the infirmary?
Sure.
All right, follow me, miss. Okay, and this guy would lead you down to the infirmary. You're not really wounded.
Not
you're-
much.
Yeah, so probably be ice. Maybe he would take a look at the nose, and yeah, he would reset it. Whoever did this did a poor job of it. Let me correct that. It's nearly painless.
Wasn't someone who was terribly inclined to me, I don't think.
Okay. You're in the infirmary. All of the protectors are there too. Ren's standing in a corner while Cyclone is sitting at LG's bed. Well, look who it is. We made it. Woo!
I'll stand up and walk
Don't
over
raise
and
your hands, LG.
sit
Okay.
on the side of
You're not my
LG's bed as
dad,
well.
Cyclone. What's that?
I'll go ahead and walk over there and sit on the side of LG's bed as well and say, "You feeling alright?"
I'm feeling fine, but I'm not looking very fine.
You'll be back to breaking hearts in no time, LG.
I don't breaking hearts. Who do you think I am? I don't break hearts.
What else are you using those looks for?
Failing to make deals with the ebony pervasion.
Did you try to deal with them?
It failed though.
Like you said, we're out.
Hey, sorry, this is really on my mind. You made the deal for the spikes.
I made the deal for a spike. Lysander sort of ad-libbed a little. He would have accepted one, Ren. I wasn't expecting you to bring one too.
Listen,
I thought that one spike was worth what LG knew.
why'd you go that far? For me.
Well, I didn't want to see you suffer.
I was planning on suffering. It's kind of part of the plan.
Didn't have to be. Didn't have to be. Lysander McRoven seems like the sort of person that gets what he wants. I was worried about leaving you there.
Trust me, there is nothing that pansy could have done to get inside this head of mine. What is that guy gonna do? Just bore me to sleep? Just play me a lullaby? No.
He's one of Leo's. You need to be a bit more careful.
Heisel, you need to trust me more. I'm very thankful for what you did, and in fact, you saving my life in that whole deal thing, telling him I knew about the language. That was good. I'm glad to be alive. You have to trade the spikes, though?
Well, listen. I was going to trade information. That would have been much less compromising, but the more I tried to give him, the more I realized exactly how little you'd given me.
Well, could you not have stalled, though? We had backup coming. We have agents going to that house now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know how long we had.
What? No, I told you about that before the plan. Wait, is he gaslighting you? I need to watch out for that. Because that's the DM. I know all things, and I kind of assume that everybody else does at some level as well. And that's a big mistake.
Everything I was trying to do was get us out of there alive. I didn't know when or if someone was coming. I
But
didn't
listen,
know.
they had the fake spike. That's why I winked at you. The wink. What'd you think that was? I wasn't flirting with you.
Well,
No.
I'm aware of that. Listen, I couldn't interpret that entire thing from a wink, LG.
Well, a wink typically means everything's okay in that kind of circumstance.
They could have moved you. They could have moved me. They could have got something out of
But
you
not a
before
time.
then.
How'd they find out about the fakes?
That's what I traded them. Oh,
Also, why did you bring a spike with you? I always bring it with me, friend. Listen, I just had to play it safe. That wasn't safe.
I'd had it
Now they have another
handled.
spike.
They would have given us both up for one spike. They didn't want to kill me. I mean, it would cause some sort of diplomatic scandal somewhere.
What?
They have any provision likes to remain hidden. They wouldn't have killed a public figure like me if they could help it. LG was the only one that you needed to trade for a spike, and they probably would have given me up as a part of the package. That's what I was counting on.
Wow, I didn't really know you were a celebrity.
Enough that going missing would cause people like Maxim upstairs to get upset.
That's entirely fair. That man is
Relentless.
stubborn, but glad he is. It's a shame he can't pursue in this craft. That would have been good. But hey, listen, this wasn't entirely a failure. This is definitely a success. And he says, looking at Ren, about the whole pervasion. They haven't been this open in years. Ever since they first stole some of the spikes.
When was that?
That
In relation to the
was
temple experiments. How long?
Ren, can I listen, she already knows. Fine, I guess I'm going out on a limb with you two, but those were in I don't know off the top of my head. He would.
Well, I changed to
100%.
the difference in time. It doesn't necessarily need to be.
Yeah.
the date.
Let's see, that's 1871. Yeah, okay, so that was at the end of the revolution, which is I have a timeline.
You're so prepared.
I was gonna go down to get his leg cleaned up. Whatever you want.
I think he was assuming that you guys were here too.
Oh, okay. Sitting on a.
Yeah, that was
Can someone help me? My
Help me.
leg.
Have a hurt leg. Take a sock. Go like little. Like,
yeah, that was around 5 years ago. About a lot closer than I thought it was.
Wait. So That was when the experiments happened or when they were stolen?
Oh, that's when they were stolen.
That vacancy remained open a long time.
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
Also, out of gameplay, or that is when the ritual happened as well. So it might be 4 or 5. It's I don't I,
Three.
I don't have it defined when the empire fell, but it is when the empire.
I thought we had worked. Never mind. We can work on timeline stuff
Yep,
later.
yep.
But anyone want to tell me why exactly you left that information out?
And he lies back down on his cot. Listen, Idiogre, it's you didn't need to know. It's
It was
not.
directly relevant to what I was trying to do, and you knew that.
It's not.
The
We can
fact
still
that
get him.
you made the outsiders isn't relevant.
We can get him out with you knowing that. Listen, part of our mission is to keep that secret as possible. And now it's on everybody's mouth. Also, if you guys go blabber into the press about this, we'll take action. And I don't mean legal. Sorry.
You didn't even tell us there were 8 spikes.
What?
8 spikes.
Again, it's a. How was that important to?
We were trying to hunt down the spikes for you at the time.
That was a voluntary thing that you were doing. Listen, it is a matter of utmost security to keep those spikes hidden.
Utmost security to what? A dead empire?
The world as we know it. And it shouldn't pursuit for some. You know what? No, I'm done. I need to lay off.
Babs talking to the doctor. Yeah, it's like a wolf bite or a dog bite. It was that dog. That dog. I just kind of talk to the doctor every 2 days. Get clean.
I suppose I can tend to it if you want.
That'd be fine.
All
That'd
right.
be handy.
The deadly dog points at the dog that is very nice next to Anton, who's pet.
Why is it another 20?
Oh,
It's
A
like
20
one
on
of
a.
his-
You're.
it's worth
It's
his
not
bacteria
infected.
culture.
So, I don't know. Maybe you're just really fidgety or something, and you hold still, and you're not. And it.
Maybe he breaks his tools or something.
Yeah, maybe. Nothing happens. Listen, this is Ren. Sab, do you mind leaving the room with a moment? Same to you, Doctor.
Oh, the pain! He leaves.
You're fine. What are you talking about?
Pain!
All right, and you and the doctor leave the room. Make a perception check, both of you, independent.
both of whom? Us?
The 2 people in the room, I'm guessing.
It's all right.
Oh my god. A critical success.
1 success.
Ren has her gun out. You wouldn't see it.
What's that for?
Hold on a second. I gotta remember why you're here.
I think I just followed. I have anything better to do.
No. I mean, why didn't she tell you to leave?
Oh. She could have. Does she have a reason?
She does. I thought about it, but
Uh-oh.
Fence is killing me.
Was it the comment he made earlier?
The what?
Comment he made earlier?
That's it. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Thanks. Where'd you get that fancy mark?
Which one?
One that doesn't look like a prune.
You mean this one? Coming off the mountain.
You ran.
I ran.
The daredevil. Guy's really fast now. This is not me. That's Ren.
Good on you.
Listen, I have to discuss with both of you something that's very important. Make another perception check, both of you. 2 and 3
Has
are the
second
successes,
done
the
out.
success rates for this.
This is what is this?
Perception.
Could I argue?
Carefully.
Hmm. One success.
Okay. Your eyes are on her.
I'll make it a critical, 2.
You would see Cyclone have his hand on the hilt of something you don't know.
Hmm.
You haven't seen the whole flame thing,
No, sure.
but it's a flame thing.
You're getting might unfriendly all of a sudden. Wouldn't you say?
You seeing the gun now?
Among other things.
My friend is dead.
Mine is 2. You're not the only one who's lost something, Ren.
I didn't kill Barrett. You might be responsible, either of you, for Grounder's death. I'm leaning towards you.
We weren't
He's
anywhere
dead?
near. We were last time we saw
One of
Grounder-
you is a spy for the Ebony Pervasion. Someone leaked the information
What's
about our
information?
hideout. The place was burning to the ground, and Grounder was dead. You know about my husband somehow.
The
That's
Ebony
not
Pervasion
exactly
doesn't-
common information.
The Ebony Pervasion doesn't know about your husband.
Then how do you? Also, don't try any void things. You got a music box.
Ever experienced that?
It's very painful. I wouldn't suggest trying anything.
I won't. You're the one that's pulled a gun on me.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to figure out how to explain.
Take your time.
You know how looking at someone's face you can tell stuff about them?
You can tell I'm married by my face. Wow.
Well, not exactly. Well, if you draw someone, you're spending a lot more time on it. It's kind of... It's not just that, but
So you've drawn me.
yeah.
By drawing me, you know I have a husband.
Can't explain it much better than that at the moment.
Do you know anything else that you could back that up with?
Why did
Maybe.
Lysander bring up Dr. Atlee with you?
Because he'd seen me in Dr. Atlee's wherever he is. I don't know. I don't have any memory of it. He'd just seen me there. Wouldn't tell me where Dr. Atlee is. You managed to find him. Go feel free to ask. I want to find him so I can know.
So you don't even remember anything about him.
Well, no. Not directly.
You think Lysander was lying? She has lowered the pistol at this point.
Not about everything. I think he lied a lot, but I think he was telling the truth about Dr. Atlee. And I think he was also telling the truth that he didn't fully know what Dr. Atlee was doing. But I could be wrong.
And you, Lady Augur Hazel Cohen, a cult member, and a person that the Ebony Pervasion likes to recruit into their own ranks.
Told you they
You've
tried.
admitted that. And then you arrange a deal that gets you out alive.
That gets LG out.
That gets you out alive without a working bomb vest.
That was a surprise to me too. I don't know why they did
And an
that.
agreement that gains the Ebony Pervasion 2 spikes.
What did you expect me to do? I was trying to get us out of there alive, all right?
Stick to LG's plan.
I didn't know what LG's plan was. They were torturing him. They took out his eye for Outsider's sake.
Told you the plan.
It was before we got...
Do you remember what the
wrapped
fake
up
spike
into it.
did? We could track it. Support was on the way. All we had to do was stall.
What happened with the fake spy?
They...
You spilled the beans.
I made a mistake, all right? I didn't think help was going to come fast enough, and I didn't want to see him tortured and killed in front of me. Is that such an offense?
That was fine. But arranging the spikes? That's another step.
I arranged for a spike. I didn't know you brought a second one.
1 spike is too much.
As long as they're not all together, right? I figured we could get it back. They've already got some, haven't they? I didn't have anything else to trade with. Everything I thought I had, you'd lied to us about.
Why do you think, Ren, we didn't tell you things? Because this is why.
Because you don't want to LG back safe and sound.
We don't want the Ebony Pervasion knowing these things. Listen. One of you is an agent.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know
Somebody-
Grounder was dead until this moment.
Make a persuasion check. Hidden difficulties. Not contest. Or
2
deception.
successes. I already told you, my goal was to get everyone out alive. I wouldn't have sent them to your base so they could take you out. Any of you.
Lady Augur, I have no reason to trust you, especially after your confession.
My confession of what?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, she stormed out because you got her.
Yep.
Yep. She still knows about it, though. You live a life of lies. You've told me that you're a compulsive liar. You, I don't think, would lie as much. But Pervasion has used sleeper agents in the past. You have no memory of Dr. Atlee, yet you're one of his.
One of his experiments.
Yes. Looks like you ran into another one of them.
Actually,
2.
I'm a spy for someone else. Unintentionally.
What?
Who's that?
The broker.
You took his... Wow.
Is that funny?
I think you're too stupid to be a spy. No, you know what? Sorry, I was laughing because of the irony. The broker was another one of Atlee's experiments.
What? You know something about Atlee?
Yeah, I do.
What all?
Enough. Not in a position to tell you right now, seeing as though I suspect both of you as being Pervasion spies.
I couldn't find out from the Pervasion because they think that I can't be trusted unless I'm one of them.
Well,
If I was one of their spies, then I wouldn't have to ask you.
Make a persuasion check.
Talk boldly? Can I say?
Yes.
3 successes.
I'll keep that in mind. Also, can I wreck on the stupid thing? Ren wouldn't say that. That's pointless. I just wanted to say no. Somebody hold the provision. You, I think, really are clueless. I don't. Your memory is faded, and you've got some things in you that you don't know how they work. One thing I can tell you for some answers. Atlee is one of the Ebony Pervasion, which means that he wants a new breed of humankind to ascend. He has tried to make people that have ascended. The broker was one of them. From what we know, we don't know about all of his experiments, but just the public ones. Broker is a bit infamous. He's killed a lot of people. But his power grows off of deals he makes with people. Yours sounds like you get to know things about people. But I didn't feel you peering into my head. You must have something in there that he put there that is doing that.
I don't know of it.
Maybe see a doctor.
I have to anyway. Lysander also said that my liver is failing because he poisoned me or something.
You would?
Poison will do that.
I'd forgotten about that for a minute, but yeah,
Your liver.
that's what he said.
Wow.
He did stab me and someone
Yeah.
shot me, so
Yeah, that's a good point.
hasn't exactly been the best day.
Yeah. Well, I've
You
never
does.
run into a experiment of Atlee's that's as sane as you. No offense.
What he said too.
Counted as a gain for you.
Is finding Atlee even going to be a good idea then?
We have people already going after him.
You know
That's
where
a
he is?
conversation for later. Yeah. You were stabbed and poisoned and beaten. Wait. No, you're not beaten.
I didn't
Your
get beaten.
hand has been. Why even did you take the deal? What did Polino promise you? That's his name.
He said a lot of things, but one of the things he said was that he could take me wherever Hazel and Pervasion were going. And he said I could see all my stuff that they'd taken from me, and he didn't do any of that.
You were trying to follow.
I did follow a different way, but that was the first attempt.
I believe you.
Would you believe me if I said I don't think Hazel would
No.
be a spy?
You're exactly the type of person that they want.
And they tried it.
You. Impulsive liar. I have no reason to.
I
What if
have no
tried to
reason to
find
trust
out?
you, Ren. This shouldn't be this shouldn't be going this way. I didn't tell them a thing about your hideout. I might be a
Somebody
liar.
did.
Well, it wasn't me. I don't know what to tell
Well, it could have
you.
been. I think it could have been Sab.
I don't know that he was in contact with them long enough. The only one who talked to. No, there wouldn't have been any case for him to do that.
For your friend that just died.
Well, he had spoken with the investigator, the current one, before the entire party to try to get the enforcers there on our side. But there shouldn't have been any sort of mention of your base there. That's the only other thing I could think of, but I don't think that there's any sort of reason to believe that that could be. Listen, I don't know. I'm as stumped as you are on this one. I liked Grounder. He seemed like a good man. I wouldn't have done something that would have ended up in him. I might be a liar, but I'm a liar who's pursuing a specific set of aims, and you can trust me to do that much.
that it burned the whole hat out
Fortunately, yes.
with everything in it?
Yes. We recovered some things. Anything flammable is gone. LG's going to lean up and look you in the eye, Isel. The Isel.
Such thing on this side.
Just, Isel, just tell me the truth. Are you with the Ebony Pervasion? Are you working for them? Make a persuasion check.
The nat 20 and a 7, so 1 success. I'll take chaos.
Do what?
To get rid of the complication.
This seems like a really bad time
okay,
to have a
all right.
complication.
I will add it to
No.
the list.
More chaos.
After their date and everything.
It was platonic.
They're platonic dates.
It's a friend
They
date.
went on a platonic date.
So that's 1 success.
What's up, Ben? Ben. Give me a reason, friend, why your friend might have told. Seems like he was the only person with an actual contact.
I honestly don't know. I don't want to throw him under the bus. Especially not considering what happened.
Don't know.
He didn't involve me in any of this. He didn't want me to be with you or with
Come on,
anybody.
you have to know something.
Listen, there's a lot about Mr. Barrett I didn't know, alright? You're expecting me to be on top of all this, to have all of the answers to this. Sometimes I'm in the dark. Sometimes I don't know what's going on, and this is one of those times.
Good. Impulsively lying. Come up with a reason for could have done that. I don't know why they didn't put a charge on your bomb fest.
Maybe it's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, they wanted to recruit you.
Well, not just that, but that if they killed me, people like Maxim Kenner could be on the field.
True. No offense, LG.
I'm not sure they've exactly shaken that. He seems pretty resolute about it anyway, but
Listen, I apologize for this, but you know how it feels. Lost a friend. I'd known Growner for quite some time. And somebody is responsible for his death. I don't know quite who. Perhaps it's a coincidence. But this thing wasn't exactly according to plan.
I'll agree on that much.
LG? Make sure and tell Heisel more of your plan. If this ever happens again. Actually, no offense, but we probably won't be following your plans again. Like, yeah, that's probably bad.
This might be a lesson to be a little bit more open sometimes.
You're saying in the future. You're assuming I'm just ready to jump back on board with you.
No, I'm not, because LG's plan was flawed, but your party did bring some sort of a complication.
We did. I think the only reason Lysander was there is to get me, but If it's any consolation, we do know more about them now.
True, that is the one positive. I'd also love to see Lysander try to get back onto the stage. He'll meet a very untimely end.
Going to be cutting off performances for a while now.
Imagine so.
I want the same thing I wanted the last time I talked with you, Ren. That's another thing that wasn't a lie. But you've given me no reason to believe that you're going to help with that. In fact, you've given me several reasons to believe you won't.
I can't tell you everything about our organization.
You haven't told me
It's
anything.
not important for you to know about the 8 spikes, for example. You're not going to get your person in the void that way
For the spikes.
by knowing the number. Listen, we had the last 2. If you had really just kept on the path of just getting spikes, then when the time came, if you were truly honest, weren't running off with them to insurance. If you truly were honest by that point, we would gladly say, there were 2 more, we have them, and here you go. We'll use them right now.
I have no reason to believe that. I've got no reason to believe you would have kept any sort of faith with me.
And we had no reason to trust you.
Except for the fact that you're in so much better of a position to screw me over than I am with you. I'm one person, Ren. I've got 2 more with me now. 3 used to be. You're an entire organization. You've got so much more at your disposal than I could ever hope for, and you're worried about me.
Worried about secrets. You talk. You talk a lot. And you wield knowledge. You wield secrets. That's your trade. We don't kill innocent people. We don't kill people just because they know too much. We just don't talk to people about it. Because we're not going to go around killing anyone who knows too much. Trust me, not telling you is the much preferable option.
So those are the only 2 options, is tell me absolutely nothing or kill me.
You want to know what the third option is? The Ebony Pervasion. Finding out.
Why are you so certain that that would be the case?
Because they are much, much bigger than us. In fact, it's not just the Pervasion. There's 18 other organizations that would want this information. So, it's getting to somebody. Typically, word spreads.
You give information.
Don't take that literally. That was an exaggeration. There are not 18 organizations.
I took that very literally for a second there.
Okay.
You give information, you can ask people to do something particular with it. They get it on their own. It's theirs to do what they want with.
And what if they do something that is improper with it?
It's not yours to control if they can get it another way.
When it's our information,
If you tell someone something, you can say, you better not tell anyone else, or you better not use it like this. If someone has another way to get it, that's fair game.
If you had told me the things that I told Maxim Kenrick, then I wouldn't have told him.
wait, say that again.
If you had been the one to tell me the things I told Maxim Kenrick, I wouldn't have told them to him.
You told Maxim. That man is a pawn of Morley.
That man is a good man and a man who's able to help us.
How
I
do you
trust him
think
a
he's
whole
gonna?
heck of a lot more than you.
Ugh. This is bad. That man is going to get help from an organization you do not want to meet. An organization that does kill to keep secrets.
He's not going to get help from them because I'm going to tell him not to. He's going to help us out when we need it. He's going to help me out when we need it. You're not probably going to be a part of the equation.
All right, please do tell them not to spread this around.
But
Unless you guys just want all information to be known, and for the world as we know it to end tomorrow.
that's a bit of an exaggeration, Ren.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
You don't know anything.
I know
And we
things
would
now.
prefer to keep it this way.
Maybe you don't know everything either.
I know a whole lot more than you do.
Listen, like Anton said, if you had been the one to tell me that information, I could have been a bit more tight-lipped with it. As is, I'm dealing with it as I see fit, and that includes bringing in people that I can trust.
What is the surefire way to make sure somebody doesn't talk about something? Make sure they don't know about it.
If they have no other way to get the information, that's true, but it's not the case.
What do you mean, no other way? The pervasion?
I mean, if you're really in control of the information, you can make sure no one talks about it by not giving it out. Someone has another way, they can get it anyway, and then they can tell whoever they want.
Well, I guess the pervasion has deemed fit to keep it tight as well. They
You told
are...
me more than you did, that's
There
for
are
certain.
complete other ways to get information that's not related to either of them.
Okay,
Show
using
you.
your void powers does not count.
It kind of does. You told me something. Again, you have control over what I do with it. You can tell me what I can't do with it.
You all are thieves. You like to steal what does not belong to you. That's just what you do. You shouldn't have known about that, about my husband. That's supposed to be secret information. Because now, I'm afraid that you might tell the pervasion.
I wouldn't tell the Parisian.
Why not?
I have no reason to.
And what if they gave you a reason?
Then give us a better reason not to. Loyalty is what inspires people not to do things like that, Ren, not secrecy. They made a more compelling offer than you, frankly. I almost took it. But in the end, what they had done to LG.
Did you say again about how big our organization is?
I went to
Why
the
do you need
website.
to know everything? Why? Why do you need to know more about my private life? How does that help you?
To be perfectly honest, I only found out about it because I was mad you wouldn't tell me anything. Actually, if you had told me something, I never would have gotten mad and I never would have looked into it.
So if I told you about my husband, everyone else thinks dead. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry that I...
Not about that, but about something.
And not honest with everybody.
You all are just so demanding. We have done so much for you.
You've done nothing for us. I'm not one step closer to getting Leo out of the void than I used to be. I'm frankly convinced I'm going to need to do it myself.
You
if
walked
I'm
here to
going do it.
Pandyssia thinking that he was dead.
And now I find that literally everyone else knows he isn't. That's not a monopoly of information on your part.
Listen, the Pervasion is using that knowledge. They want the void being... They want the void to rip apart everything that we... And if they could rip apart Leo to do that, they would. Here's something for you. The plan for the outsiders was going to end with them returning to their original state. Insight?
Mm-hmm. 3 successes.
Okay. I'm not going to use chaos because then you'd say that I'm lying. Be the truth. So, as LG was saying earlier, you just sit back. And then... plan will cover the rest.
When?
I don't know that.
Give me a guess.
Another year or two. I don't know. That's not my... I'm part of this organization. I know a lot. I don't know the timetables for that. And I don't say, well, if I need to be in this organization, I need to know everything about it.
Surely you can understand us needing security, Ren. If we have no information at all, it's going to be easy as anything for you to lie to us. Which you did, because we didn't know anything.
And yet you kept the spike as your insurance policy, by the
And
fact
that
that
didn't
it did
work.
not belong to you.
There you are again. Saying that it belongs to you simply because you're the ones that created it. Listen, you lost it. We were trying to help you get it back. We were holding it on your behalf.
Didn't do much good, did it?
Because you brought the second.
You wouldn't have made the trade for the first one if you didn't know that you had it.
We had one spike.
Mm-hmm.
You would have wanted LG back. I would have made the trade for the first spike either way. If it was him that was in the balance, I think you would do anything.
I wouldn't have.
You would have lost a lot more than a spike then.
LG is silent. What do you want to know?
They already told me most of it. They were trying to get me on their side. It's before they brought LG out.
What did they say?
They told me a little about the temple experiments, what the purpose of those was, about the fact that when 8 people died, they filled those slots and became outsiders. They told me I've inferred, at least backwards, from what they want and how you're stopping them, that part of the reason for that was to sequester the void, to stop people like them from growing from it willy-nilly. There's 8 spikes, not 6, to match the outsiders, and when they're all brought together, they can probably bring them back. I wonder if that's the same way you're trying to bring back Leo. Hope it is. That's going to make it more complex, of course. I want to know what your end game is. Why does your plan end in the outsiders being brought back? What takes their place? Why aren't you keeping them there? Because without a good reason, I don't have any reason to believe that.
You know what? This is something I can say. You were alive during the Void Crisis, right?
I was young.
You know that this world is destined to be consumed by the Void eventually.
Destiny is as we make it.
No, this is... Are you a natural philosopher? Listen, this is going to happen. The Void intrudes. It corrupts. Listen, we're not the Abbey. We don't hate outsiders. In fact, we built outsiders. The crisis was literally this Earth being torn apart by the Void. It was narrowly stopped by a protector. It will happen again, unless we stop it before. Our goal is to cut the Void off from the material world. Isolate it. I'm not one of the eggheads that's doing that stuff. I can't explain how it would work. That's not my job. That's the goal.
And how do the outsiders factor into it?
We, at the time, did not know how to isolate the Void. We still don't know. It's the timetable. Working on it. But one of the things that started the Void Crisis was somebody trying to establish themselves as an outsider. That only caused further disruption of the barrier between the Void and Earth. We wanted to stop people from doing that again. So, we filled the vacancies.
And why would you take
That
once you find a better way.
they're still citizens of the Isles.
They're not a casualty to your agenda.
We don't do that. If we did, you guys would be dead. Fence.
You had guns pulled on us to go.
Because I thought that you killed Brent. I didn't shoot you. That's a lot more than you're accounting for. Things were looking a whole lot more suspicious. Would have been very easy just to shoot you both. But we don't do easy. We do what is necessary.
And what happens when keeping the outsiders there or sacrificing them? The void becomes necessary.
We're not sacrificing them. We're going to pull them back. Have to.
For what? For your conscience.
No, we.
That's a lot to rely
They're
on.
people. Listen. They're shells, but they're people. They've been brought back before. They can be brought back again.
They've been what?
They've been brought back before. And bring them back again.
Who's been brought back before?
An outsider. It's more privileged information. Please don't tell anyone about this.
And it worked.
He's living a happy life.
You understand why I'm skeptical about your motives, don't you?
About cutting off the void? Yeah, if we did cut off the void right now, we'd leave Leo stranded.
So you understand why me leaving that in your hands just because you'd feel guilty is...
It's not a feel guilty. We're protectors. We made a pledge to protect. We would literally be failing to be what we have vowed to do.
What would happen if you took one outsider out of the void? Did that now.
Imagine that's what you want.
I've told you exactly what I want.
Okay. I think it could be done. I don't think it would disrupt the vacancies. It is... Actually, here's my theory. This is a theory. I don't have all the definitive answers, unfortunately. A lot, but not all. The vacancy would still be there. And someone else would fill his place eventually. Think that the entire system has to be shut down. The structure, the 8 vacancies that have been created.
You misunderstand. That's your problem.
Well, what about your own conscience? About putting someone else through the same torment that you've been put through?
Someone else who decided that it was worth it.
Someone who dies. Anybody can fill that vacancy.
You said it was 5 years ago. Experiments.
Yes.
So why did it take 2 years to be filled?
It's just the way it worked. One vacancy was filled the day of. But yours was 2 years later.
So theoretically, it could be plenty of time. Plenty of time for you to put down the void.
That's the
Take everyone
point.
else out. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing anyway.
But it's not a guarantee.
At the worst, it'd be a year or two in the void.
You don't know that.
Before
Again,
you...
it was a
Shoot
day
everyone out.
when someone became an outsider.
And you said that you're looking to move forward in the next years.
Yeah.
Someone who would have already died, spending some time in the void and then coming back. Really not the worst sacrifice they could have made.
Except when they matter to you.
Again, you misunderstand me. I want him out. I want to get out. The rest of you can handle the rest.
I'm not the one to talk to about this sort of thing. I know the stories. I know what happened. I know what our mission is. But I don't know how to do that sort of.
Then who would?
Will that know the timetables?
Then who do I talk to?
I'd have to arrange a meeting.
And what do I have to do for you to get you to do that for me?
Would you trust me if I talked to them about the subject on my own first? If that were the case, I wouldn't have to ask you to do anything. I would just tell you.
Sure.
All right.
I'd appreciate it, Ren. I really would.
All right.
For the record, I'm very sorry about
Thank you.
very long, but he seemed like he was a good man.
He was the best. The oldest one we had. He'd seen so much, and he should have seen the end of all this.
If you could bring him back using one of your vacancies, would you?
Never thought about that. Yeah. He he was actually a cultist one time.
He was.
Hmm.
What cult?
Oh, I don't even remember. He kept private about that. It was clear. There was a time when he thought that the void would bring peace, or the use of it. So if it could get his life back, I think he might take that chance, especially considering he had something else he wanted to do. Ren would look towards the door.
What does this mean?
Apparently, his last words was that your friend Sab should become a protector.
Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
Are you considering it?
It's from a protector. Of course I am. It's just how these things go. Technically, we could inaugurate him right now, but probably not what Grounder wanted. One recommendation from one protector is all it takes. We just like to say we hold high standards.
Let Sebastian about it later.
There is one thing that I would like to know, and that is who was responsible for Grounder's death. I know you might not know. I believe you on that front. But if you ever find out, thank you. All right. We should.
Let you get some rest, LJ.
Yeah. We should talk a little bit. Sorry for the whole scare there. Again, we literally thought one of you were an agent. Hope you'll forgive that.
Be overlooked if it's time.
Now, just don't go taking any other offers from the Ebony Pervasion, and we'll be all good.
I think I've been ruled out as a candidate.
Oh. Are you guys interested in still looking for spikes for us? You don't have to. But the only reason I'm saying this is because one of them is with Dr. Atlee.
I think we should have some time on speak together first.
Would
If
you,
you don't mind.
would you tell us where Dr. Atlee was either way?
Yes, but I will go ahead and tell you. We sent 3 agents there. Three protectors.
To do what?
To kill him. To get the spike. I haven't had radio contact with them for 3 months.
You don't know if they did it or not?
No.
Or if they're dead?
or if they're dead. So if you're going there, I would suggest prepare for a pretty long fight.
I mean, Dr. Atlee knows me. Maybe he'd be a little more welcoming. Might be an alternative.
Trust me, he doesn't value his experiments.
He wouldn't be.
Probably not. The only interest he might have in you is professional curiosity. That's probably it. As you're saying.
Well, then maybe we'll have to employ some more rough and tumble techniques if we go.
I don't suppose you know about Nikolai Graves.
Not a name. I'm sorry.
Didn't think so.
Someone I can ask if he'd like.
I would.
Listen, Ren, I think it'd be better we all speak first about what forward.
That's fair. I need to talk with my friends as well. All right.
I'll
Would
leave
you
it to
mind
us.
sending Sab in?
LG, get some rest, feel better, all right?
He's asleep.
Ah,
He's obeying.
He's like, okay, they're not spies.
better fill him in on the rest of this after this.
Definitely.
So I guess we'll head out. Sab,
Itching somewhere on the ground. Around the... Oh, yeah.
they'd like to see you in there. Make sure they
Okay.
don't pull a gun on you or anything.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Ah. Hello, Sebastian.
Hey guys. How's you guys doing?
We're doing good enough. Cyclone. He was silent throughout that entire last meeting, but he's there. Has been there. We wanted to talk a little bit about the whole protector thing. Have you given that any thought?
Yeah, I've thought about it quite a bit. I need to talk it. I am. House.
Seems to be the mood of the day. The theme of the day.
Yeah.
That's fair. Take your time on that. Got plenty of time. I just want to let you know I did some research on that list that you gave me. Not sure if I mentioned this, but Sibel Iscanti, she's in Triptych. She is a pretty important individual. Big explosives magnate. Most explosives in Pandyssia are made by her.
Yeah.
Let's see who else was on your list. The Emmett Nopelton. We think he is probably in this town called New Dunwall. Sighting of a man that looks kind of like that description. Might be going by a different name now, though. Did you cross out Sherry on the list when you gave it to? She talked about Sherry. But we'll just skip over that. The last one, Argan. Well, he's wanted by the protectors, it turns out. But wanted by very, very, very old protectors. So, a little bit before my time. Worked with the second Morlean insurrection. Which I guess is something true of your entire team, except you, from what I've heard. So, he kind of disappeared. But he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to be dead right now. After the whole siding with Morley, we know he, at the very least, did go to Pandacia. Actually, we did have a record of him trying to start a new mercenary organization, a bit bigger than the Ghosts. Not a small team, but crew, I think. But no word on them once they landed in Pandacia. Mind talking to me a little bit about the Outsiders, Mark? Well, listen, if we are to consider you for the whole protector thing, listen, we've had protectors marked before, so don't be embarrassed about it, I suppose.
It's just takes it off.
Yes,
I
we
don't
still have
like
protectors
people to
marked.
know about it. Mm, yeah, I got marked long, long time ago. It's funny how you remember a certain event, but then you don't remember anything like around that event. It's
Mm-hmm.
just bad. So I remember that. Not like some. Yeah. Didn't really know how to use it or do anything with it. Didn't really do anything to like helping out with ghosts. A whole lot that it could do. Um, I'm guessing I I told you about the music box.
Well, I was there when she was there when you were talking about the Jade music. No? Wow, she was gone super early. Wow.
This is
I think
listening,
it was like
guess.
halfway through.
Yeah.
But
I thought that discussion was on the earlier end of the music
No, I
box.
don't think so.
Okay. Okay, thanks. I'm sorry, my memory's pretty spotty when it comes to who's present at a conversation or not. Um, I don't think so, no.
Basically, it's a super music box can permanently take away connections to the void.
Oh, I
Basically,
know about that. I've heard about it. Don't know what it's called, but I've one of those going around Bristol a long time ago. Again, before my time. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the ghosts used it on you.
yeah, yeah.
Who'd they get that from?
I thought it would have been it Morley, but if it was, huh.
Well, I mean, things
I
that
mean,
was during
Anton.
the time of the Isle, so things went back and forth.
I mean,
Actually, the record I have of such a thing was actually when there was a cult that owned a device such as that. The precursors to the current ebony pervasion, actually.
you know what they were called, or them?
Yeah, they were out of a university near Poolwick. Yeah, literally just called the university cult. They're gone now.
Hmm.
But if I guess somebody could have blueprinted their device and shared that with
Hmm.
Morley? You think it was the government of Morley that had this? Contradiction.
I don't know. I think Argon, the Argon, could have pulled.
Hmm.
Really, it's I don't know.
That's interesting. So you don't have your powers anymore. It stole your
Yeah,
Mark's connection.
yeah. It kind of just well, it picks up on the Hastings device, which more than I thought it would. There's some people who seem like they can know that it's there. nothing besides.
Wait, who knows that it's there? People like Anton?
Not really, to be honest. I don't think he's mentioned anything. But there was this one, the one man who had the spike in Sunline, Duxon.
Brent Duxon.
Yeah.
LG, the guy you were with? I just thought he was high.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people think that. Seems very wise. But you could tell, and I was wearing a glove. I'm pretty good with that.
Huh. Void gaze? Void gaze. Yeah, he was probably marked himself.
What?
Sounds like a void power. There's a gaze that someone can do to go behind walls and see things. I don't know what
I
it
know
looks
void
like.
gaze. I know
Okay. It's like this teleportation thing, like
No.
moving. I know, Blink. I get it. I did that.
It's like when he chooses you, you get
Quit
the I know.
mansplaining to me.
I literally have that.
I have that. It's on my hand.
Well, last time we had I guess it's been a while since we've had someone marked by the outsider. He doesn't still visit you, does he?
Um, your little spikes, connect people to like the void or.
Yep.
Okay, I think maybe very early on. I didn't even know about the spike at the time. It would have been on the boat. Got a whole vision. Mark was still with me. Makes me think it was him, but I thought he.
Wait. What? What were the exact words? If you have record.
Ooh, a person with actual notes.
There you
He
go.
does have
Amazing.
them, and he probably would have written them down.
Truly outstanding.
All right, and it's would have been early on.
Having notes is such a useful thing.
Finally, a use for
I'm
them.
also so sorry, Josh.
Yeah. Um, uh, it was near the end. You've been tethered to me, my gift and curse. My gift and curse are. Now I am hidden. Gift from the dead student. Built to help.
What the? It says the dead's. That's. Why on earth those spikes talk like that? No, that was the spikes. That checks out. Okay, that's good. That'd be weird if you were seeing the outside.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll leave you to talk about this with your friends then.
Yeah.
Also, can you relay to them that we don't really want to go back to Bryampton with the enforcers? So
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was thinking
we would appreciate a
we could
ride to
go down
next
to
city.
try place.
Oh, Trippic?
Tripic. It's
Okay.
close down the river. Could be a
Yeah.
good place for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, that'll be a good stopping point for us to reconvene. Yeah, so if you could just convey that to your friends, that would be appreciated.
Bye. Bye.
We're not. And you close the door.
He goes to find you guys. Hey guys. Where
Are
are
you
guys setting?
full blown protector now?
Not yet. I want to talk it over with you guys first. So what do you guys think?
I think I'm worried about your allegiance being shifted a little. The rest of the protectors haven't been terribly obliging. So you can see why I'd be hesitant about you joining. But it's your life, Sab.
This was directed at you. What do you think?
I don't like their motives, their motivations, their end goal, but something
Void
about
cut off.
sealing off the void into its own little corridor and completely shutting it off from the rest of the world doesn't sound like something I particularly want. But I guess it would matter more what you thought of that than
There's real together. I'd like to stay with you, two of you, still being kind. Just know that you're not contingent on what we. Which I was going to ask the two of you, but what did you think about what I said earlier?
guess that it was that deep. But I had guessed that it was somewhat deep. Lysander said something about you being a liar as well.
Takes him to no one.
Well, obviously he's a liar.
Guilty as charged.
But that's not something that I was relying on anyway.
Now that you know, I can be a lot more honest with you. The extent of what I.
Clearly. I don't think anyone knows everything. Much as Ren would love to.
The thing about her husband. That's not just the sort of thing you learn when you get someone's face for long enough. He said it was a void power.
I didn't say that.
He thought it was. How does it work?
Lysander thought it was something Adley did.
What's it? You don't mind me.
I don't know.
Do you know about it?
If I draw someone's face, I can learn something about them.
That puts on his map. I'm kidding. I do think so.
I already know your face, so...
Yeah, well.
And Lysander's and Snatches now.
Draw him.
I will.
I just like the idea of just some random person just pulling up your notebook and it's just full of pictures of these two men, and that's it. Just like, why
does
did
he
they draw
really
these
like them?
people so
No,
much?
he hates
I don't
them.
know
That's
who
why
they
he keeps
are.
drawing.
Yeah.
There are probably statistically more drawings of the people he doesn't like than the people he likes if you
Makes
exclude the
sense.
party.
There's a bunch of drawings of Ren already, aren't there?
There's at least 3.
Oh, boy.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's something Nikolai Graves knows more about, but I don't know.
Well, let's see what I can find about him if we can track him down anywhere.
Frustratingly, I think he's the guy that I can't remember his face. Now you know why that's such a frustration to me.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, if you know his name, sometimes names are enough.
It doesn't help. You know his face.
Oh, I
need
mean,
to
faces
see
are
him.
only helpful if you walk down the street and see him.
If you can use his name to find him, that's fine.
I'm at
I
least
just
gonna give it my best.
need to find him and Dr. Atlee at some point. The way Ren talked about Dr. Atlee makes me not trust him much. Not that I did, but makes me hope that I don't have to.
What is your goal when you find out? What do you want to do with him?
Ask.
Then we'll need him, put him in a position to do some answering.
I think Nikolai Graves might be able to help with that.
Does Nikolai Graves know Atlee?
I don't know.
Do you think we should try to find Nick?
Dr. Atlee isn't going to naturally be very obliging. Yeah.
Bastion.
Oh. Well, I mean, never told anyone about me. I trust. I want to believe that. Gonna die. Things don't. I kind of need people, and I'll need to talk about something later. But while
Something relevant.
no relevant at all.
You're a pretty
So
good
we
lawyer,
have
so.
to. So in going to our next location, I was thinking trip
Triptych?
yeah, triptych. Down the river. Has someone on my list. So a good place. She's a little well-known high society, so go talk to her.
Send out some feelers.
Where is Triptych?
It's like kind of north down the river.
Yep.
What region's that?
It's across the border.
Yep.
Into True Mile?
Yeah.
That's where I think Nikolai Graves is.
Good. Two birds, one stone.
We should go to Triptych then.
I think, at least for the time being, we should play along with protectors. Even if it's just getting them the one more spike with that.
Fine.
You need to know more about that location. I think they're going to be more engaged in it. Plus, I'd like to at least wait them out until they give me an offer.
Dr. Atlee made broker. Then I'm just as well whatever happens to him after I get what I need. And I don't think he really needs to have a spike if that's what he's doing with it.
Right, so what harm could it do to play along for a little while longer, at least?
Who's Dr. Atlee?
Ah.
Oh,
Well,
yours.
I guess he's a member of the Pervasion that does experimental something on people, or sort of. Rand said that he liked to make ascended people, something like that. She said he made the broker.
Jake. Wow, that guy has way too much power.
Which
Right.
one?
Both, to be honest. But I'm going with Dr. Alter, Elton
Atlee.
Atlee.
So we kill the protector. Next fight. Get their information at Atlee. Go down the river to Triptych. Person on your list. Or as you want. Send out some feelers for Nikolai Graves while we're there. See if we can find a more definite location. If Nikolai can help, great. And if not, then we find a better way to.
About joining the Protectors. I know you guys don't let you like the Void. In all honesty, it kind of sucks a little bit. It's like, I don't hate the Void.
It's not that I like the void.
Just if the Void goes away, it's the worst thing. Like, we've had it for a long time,
For all time, in fact.
for all time, and if it's gone, it would be the worst. A lot of things in the Void that a lot of, fails are cool. Really, really scary. That's kind of sums up the whole void.
There's whales everywhere.
Yeah, and where do you think they come from? The
Ha-
whole
There's a whale?
Elizabeth is like, hey, this is called whale oil. It comes from whales. Do you know where it comes from? The void. Okay.
Sab, have you ever seen a whale underwater before?
I have seen them, but not underwater.
Whales live underwater.
Speaking of the void, ignoring whale oil, which is a source of whatever. all
You're not a
sorts
meal
of
anymore.
things.
It's the source of what? A
Exactly.
meal like
I don't know what it does, but it does stuff, man. The void's also a source of power for people who can't get it other ways.
The problem seems to be the distribution of that power. That's what everyone's fighting over.
Never used to be a problem.
Never used to know we could change it. That's what opened the floodgates.
People get that.
Listen, this debate's all way too far over my head. I don't think that vision about the fate of the entire world, whether the voice is off or we can use it to draw power, it's really it's something we need information on. Information that's not
I
twisted
guess.
by whoever
Yeah.
is trying to tell us the right thing.
I guess.
What Ren was saying about the world being consumed. If that were true, then she'd have a great reason to try to shut the void down. But
Hasn't been yet.
like you said, the void's been around for forever. I just don't think we know the whole truth of the matter yet. And I just feel like I at least personally don't want to make a decision until I do know it.
Okay.
You do whatever you want. You're your own man, Sab.
Well, I think they want to do a lot more than just that. For a lot of people. And a lot of people need that, right? With everything going. And I liked Ground. I'm gonna take a moment.
Just go getting all tight-lipped on us in the morning.
Okay. I feel like I'll be a good arbiter.
Maybe we need you to.
Yeah. Could have picked that one. Better name. Won't you write?
Someone should write that down.
Immediately
Writes it down.
Alright.
Then I
Okay.
guess we're gonna expand that for the time being part of that
Quick
conversation.
thing. Does Sab just the search notice? He's looking at them both. Does he notice anything?
Make a quick perception check.
Did he cleverly?
Yeah.
Alright.
By the way, Josh, never appropriate for your character to come in. Please butt in. I'm not exactly going to say.
Complication.
Complication?
Yeah.
So, a success and a complication?
Just complication. I may.
Yeah. You're going to roll it?
Hmm?
Yeah. You're going to roll the whole thing? I'd
I think
recommend
I'll
it.
save it. Yeah.
All right. No complication on this. So, okay.
The prune looks tasty.
Yeah, it looks like he has a raisin for a hand.
turn your hand to a fruit by any chance?
I think it's more like leather.
Wonder if there's any way to fix that.
I hope there is.
We'll add it to the list of things to ask Adley.
We got prosthetic arms. I never learned how to build any, but people have those. I don't know.
I mean, you still have your hand. It's not quite raisin. I'm exaggerating. You still have it, and it still looks living. It doesn't look like a dead man's hand. It's alive. It just can't do anything.
Fun.
Your hand is alive.
I don't know that I can just slap another hand on top of my hand and expect that to work.
I mean, it wouldn't be on top of.
I would prefer that
Alright.
you didn't cut
I'm not,
any part
I'm
of my
not
body
saying
off.
that I would do it. I have, listen, I studied surgeon work, but that was to learn how to use a needle, and that didn't work apparently.
Let's just ask Adley about it when we get to him.
Bit of a joke.
Suspect Atlee's good with the needle.
What exactly is it you think Adley did to you?
I don't know. Guess with the spike ritual, I had some kind of vision. And it was,
He says, pulling out the sketchbook.
yeah.
Wait, you drew that in that sketchbook?
I drew one in this sketchbook.
Oh, is this the savory one?
This is more savory than
Yeah, there you go.
It was a gorier version than that.
For folks at home, it is a drawing of Anton being severed at different parts of his body.
You saw this.
Well, felt.
So you think he would
Don't
knit
know.
different parts?
I don't know.
Even possible.
Don't know. You can see why I need to ask. Can't just let that go.
No. No, I understand. Oh. Yeah, well, ask Adley.
Okay. Oops.
Sebastian, you tell the protectors whatever you want to about joining, but you also tell them we'll help them put down Adley's spike.
One.
At least. We'll see how that goes. I just don't want to commit to anything yet, in case they're equally unobliging. I think Ren might be getting some sense in her, but if things go well and if she inspires loyalty, could be far more than one spike. But just for now. Probably better go catch Kenrick.
I saw. Don't. Just let me know if you're gonna box. It's a little.
We didn't mention that.
I know. It's kind of.
Or about what the box was for. I just figured having someone as powerful as Maxim Kenrick and helping you find what you're looking for. But if you don't want help of that sort, then
I mean,
I'll be a bit more mum.
it's knows by now. It's probably fine. But just yeah, I don't.
Keep between us. Only help us.
Yeah.
Speaking of the hand, probably need some gloves. Do you know if there's any spare on the ship or anything?
Oh, I have two. My gloves.
Spare white fancy gloves?
Yeah, I bought them with fancy suit.
I'm not going to make you roll a perception check. This man has nothing covering his hand. He has a mark on his hand. Yo, do you have anything covering your hand? Your outsider marked hand?
All right.
That's why he's talking about it.
He's
Yeah, no check.
Okay.
Marked.
One other thing. Does he notice that Heisel's
No, there's actually nothing else attached to that right now.
by the outsider? He grabs it. What the heck?
Well,
Like-
I was going down the mountain.
oh come on, this has gotta be. Oh come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yes,
yeah.
I was marked by
Marked by the outsider.
one of them.
Heck yeah.
Not the same one, I guess.
Oh my gosh, I've never met, and like literally, there was just me, and then now there's you. It's so cool, and it's you're not annoying guy who plays piano. It's even better. Ah. So like he showed up, right, and then like,
She.
okay, she showed up.
Mm.
She showed up, and then
Constantly.
like
The damn devil. He, Bill, she.
it's
Just all the time. He's just correcting people.
that just shows up, and then I don't know. You want magic powers, kid? Right?
More or less.
Yeah.
Could you give me the rundown on how that works? He said something about rooms?
Oh, yeah, easy.
Oh yeah, you get runes. They're like kind of they're touch them and eat, absorb them.
You
and
literally touch them and they dissolve.
They just
Kind of like, remember when I think it was you that
You
got blood on the
consume them, like,
spike?
deepen your connection with the
Looks like
the
that.
outsider of your
they
choice.
just kind of
That's odd.
I read about it in a bunch of books.
I read about it. And I did it. Sorry.
Well, if you find any, I guess I'd be interested in having them.
Well, it's a gift to cultivate. 100%. If we find anything that's assorted, it'll be all yours.
Marked. Nothing to sneeze at.
Helpful.
Sorry, I've never heard.
He looks up into like the rafters.
Ren is still watching.
Right. Always listening.
It's always there.
So, I guess I'll tell people the plan. Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you willing to give up those gloves?
Yeah, it's fine. Can get
I
other.
can give them back when you
Yeah. Yeah.
when we get someplace I could buy
Let's
one.
go get my suitcase. All my possessions.
Ooh,
But yeah, so he goes. He gets the suitcase.
What?
He gives
We're
you
probably
the.
gonna need to get some new things.
Oh,
If we're
I-
burned up.
I pulls out the silk pajamas.
You didn't.
I stole the coat
Yeah.
and these.
Why?
He set a guard in the house, and I was very annoyed with him.
Why those specifically?
They looked expansive.
Vivian Silk.
I imagine that's expensive.
And the way he talked about it.
Well, I have them.
Do you mind if I have those?
Sure. I'm not going to wear them.
He just robbed the man.
Well, I also offered for the guard to rob the man. And I offered the man if he would just blame it on me if I burned his entire place down.
But you didn't do that, did you?
Well, he didn't agree to it, so no. And he would have killed me probably. I don't know.
It would be smart to get out. There's
Oh,
something else, you know that?
apparently.
According to some people, yes.
According to some people, I'm quite the something.
Still kind of like pat both of you on the shoulder. Good to be back. 3 of us. I'm glad you guys know.
All right, you're going back to the protectors. I.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, are you gonna say yes, or are you just gonna like do the? Because if you're just telling them, "Hey, we're gonna go to Triptych," we'll just cut that out. But if you want to tell them, like, what are you gonna say?
He would wait and then.
Okay, all right. So, I think for time's sake, for Josh's sake.
Yes.
We're gonna go ahead and move on. They would be traveling with you in the elixir. Thinking about a name, folks. Unless you like elixir.
We could
But-
name it the Gambler and try to get him to come up with it. Just be like, hey, I'm conspicuously playing cards with myself in a two-person
I'm playing
game.
solitaire.
I bet I'd lose if someone really good showed up.
I don't know
How
if
to
I
get
can
marked
win
by all the
against
outsiders,
myself
part
with
one.
these kinds of odds.
Oh my word.
You know, I have terrible luck. I wish someone could fix that for me.
Oh man.
He's like, sure, give someone a mark. Change the name of the ship. The Dazzler. Paint it, spray paint it glittery purple. Be like, wow, my ship sure does have style. I'm thinking about
Guaranteed
buying a
you would be blown
skin-tight
out of the
right pink
sky by
leotard.
pirates within the first day.
The Dazzler's like, yes.
Gotta be honest, most of the outsiders would laugh at that, but the Dazzler might be like,
Considering it.
all right. So you guys go on your way. True triptych next.
Triptych.
Yes. As you're nearing the destination,
How long was the journey?
was that?
How long was the
Oh,
journey?
from here it's like 4 to 5 hours. You'll be going over the, I believe it's the Halpern Range, which is this massive wall of mountains that basically cases in Fair Chance. You cross over that, and as soon as you do that, you would see things get a whole lot more flat. Looks to be most of this area is a bit grassier. It's like
We're in
grasslands.
Ohio now.
It's not
Oh,
Ohio.
no.
In fact, areas of True Mile, or I mean, Fair Chance, were probably more of Ohio. It's parts of it are as flat, but a lot more wooded, which is what Ohio was. This is more like Kansas, maybe.
Bless you.
Arkansas. So
Also, to be clear, I have the gloves on now.
you have the what?
Gloves
Okay, the
to hide the
Candy party gloves.
I just steal his look. Lysander McCrovan coat. It's white satin gloves from Sav.
My own pants or something. I don't
My
know.
own
I don't even
pants.
know what's on the bottom half.
I didn't even know if there was anything.
I don't think I ever asked.
I keep failing those perception checks. So no one knows.
Nothing.
You come face to face.
I know.
Hope the coat's long.
You come face to face with Lysander next time, and he's like looking in a mirror.
Okay, I do think it's funny to think that he had Anton like tied up in his underwear, and then he's like, "You can leave in like early spring," and it's like freezing cold. He's like, "You'll be fine," and Anton's like, "Can I
Nope,
get
nope,
some
go,
clothes?"
go.
And he's like, "No."
I thought he had his party clothes on that entire time.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah.
He was not in
Oh,
his underwear.
that's right.
They just took the jacket.
That's right.
Not the scar.
Yeah, that guard stole your look.
So I stole Lysander's
Ah, revenge.
Now Lysander needs to steal someone else's look.
and his PJs.
PJs, there you go.
They're mine now.
A true crime. All right, so Triptych is it's a city that is built on this massive, massive lake that seems to be the source of the Blackshard River, which goes all the way down Pandacia. Sorry, just Sloan Bay, not all of Pandacia. That's like half of the entire known world. But you would see, as you arrived, the sun shimmering on it and reflecting on the city itself. This city seems to be a lot newer. Most of the buildings you can see look like they have been recently constructed, mostly wood. Very little any sort of brick or cement or even stone. But certain things you would see probably from the air. On the outskirts of the city, you would see, looks to be this like wide circuit, I guess is the best word for it. And some facilities near it. You would see what looks to be a massive open air market with countless stalls and stalls and stalls and stalls. There is actually one building that is in brick, it's hard to identify, but it has a little rotunda in the very center of the city. But again, you're just airborne right now. You don't really know what's what. Let's do a landing check for Ellison. On that one again, Ellison is just like the best pilot ever, at least on the landing part.
Did the enforcers
Look.
accompany us since they were looking down the river as well?
Yes. Sorry, that was something I was going to mention. He is having enforcers in the area do that. While some of the men from the lane are actually being deployed, but the airship itself is landing with you guys at Triptych. So you all would land, and the ramp would open over a pretty much dirt landing pad. You guys are free to go.
And this would have been, you said it was like 4 or 5 hours?
So it's probably like 11 o'clock right now. Some of you are also very tired because you did stay up the entire night, but that's okay. There is coffee.
Excellent.
Coffee everywhere. The Dishonored world is not so grim as coffee would not be in it.
I would have spent like 3 hours reading that book.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember what it's called. I'll send you info on that later.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't need it right now.
Consider me asleep.
Okay. Is there any place you guys want to go? Any sort of establishment to look for?
You have my lighter by any chance?
Do I? I'm imagining not.
Wasn't it in the suitcase?
No, I had it.
You handed it off.
I would have had it on
Yeah.
me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm guessing I don't have the whiskey.
No whiskey.
Or the
Okay.
money.
No, I have the.
Yeah,
you said I
money.
had the money.
Okay.
Yeah. All the money.
I'll hand you the lighter back.
Yeah, cool. We don't need to get. Yeah. I don't know. Should we see if they like have a void market or like a black market or like a void black market?
Sure.
Guess we just head off into town.
Okay.
Find a void black market.
Avoid black market.
What black market or void market? Those are 2 great things. That can...
First off, black market. Make a study check with the crime focus if you've got it. No, you don't.
Oh, I wish.
There's a crime focus.
That's fun.
Pretty clever.
Ooh, 2 successes.
This is.
There's no black market here.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well,
Now we know
okay,
it's
okay.
not.
You know what?
We don't need a black market.
You don't need a black market. Yeah. It's hard because in the games they're like so easy to find. It's like
They're in
there's
every
a
level.
sign on every like money in
Yeah, it's
hands
like-
and like
Yeah, it's like the most obvious thing. And it's like, oh yeah, that totally hasn't gotten busted because they just don't feel like it, apparently.
I think that's what they're going for. Which I mean, many black markets are successful because they're paying law enforcement to not arrest them.
Fair.
So
There was the one black market that just was in no man's land, so no one was dealing with it. That was fun.
what?
And the one
Oh
with
yeah, I
Paolo.
love that one. Between the howlers and the overseers.
They're
Yeah,
just
that's
kinda
great. Like business stinks here. There's a war out there.
Yeah.
I will say you all go to are you looking for void artifacts or black markets? I kind of inferred black market first.
Yeah.
For that
they're
check.
Going, they're more going for.
Well, I will go ahead and say you guys probably ended up place to go where you don't know what's in a town, either a visitor center, which this is Pandician 1871. Visitor center, no.
Ooh.
Or saloons.
Ooh.
So you would walk into Vin's Whisker, which is a saloon here with classic saloon doors, and you'd see a pretty thin man with a striped shirt tending the bar. Can I help you guys?
Say he's pretty.
Said pretty thin.
Oh,
I'm pretty.
And behind them, a man with ginger colored hair, about a medium build, would come up behind them. Say, all right, I'm buying them 2 drinks on me.
Yeah, alcohol.
are you hitting on us?
No, no, no. See, am I correct in deducing that you came from those ships that just came in from Jessamine?
Airships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I've been hearing a lot of good news about that. A lot of great stuff going on there. And I just wanted to introduce myself and see what I can learn. See, I'm a courier, and it's kind of my job to know what's going on, and
You know what's going on?
I'm trying to find out.
Have you ever heard of a Nikolai Graves?
Nope.
No, can't say that I have.
You ever heard of a Benson Haverday?
No, can't say that I have.
Who is Benson?
No one at all.
I'm like, crap, did I forget an NPC or something?
I love that.
Did Heisel go with them?
No, she's
No,
wait.
No, consider me there.
She headed back.
Oh no, she's yeah.
They were
You're in
going-
you're in a
we headed
saloon
to
right
a
now.
saloon, which is fine.
Great.
Ginger-haired
Void
man
Market.
who's a courier is up behind us,
Buying us drinks. I've said yay alcohol.
and he's not hitting on us.
Good.
I clarified.
You too, ma'am. Would he recognize her?
Roll a quick study check. Void lore focus. Congratulations. Knowing you requires knowing the void lore.
No, he does not know her.
Okay, yeah.
You are familiar. Are you a musician by any chance?
I'm not a musician.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll get you a drink anyway.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Mr.
Oh, where are my manners? Jacob Reed.
And that is where we will finish session this week.
Wait, Reed?
Oh no! I'm so sorry, Josh. But I wanted to end on that though.
Yeah.
I love,
It's perfect.
I love this
10
for
o'clock.
several reasons. First of all, John reads something. Also, Jacob. Next to Jacob, Josh,
I
and
know.
Josh, and you're the only one that doesn't steal anyone else's name.
I'm the only girl.
I know. We have like some sort of like weird.
Weird thing going on.
I know.
Wait, John Reed's real name was Jared Valentine, so
Yeah.
theoretically there's no
Jacob
relation,
Reed.
right?
Oh.
I can't say anything.
Okay.
Okay, here's what I think it is. I think Jared Valentine stole the name of someone that he killed, and this is a relative of that person. That's
Just
what I
like
think.
Hiram Bancroft.
That's what I'm guessing. No, Hiram Bancroft was his real name.
Well, yes, but I mean, like,
What's your
another
last name, Emil?
relative of someone
It's
who got
just
killed.
Emil. It's
No.
1871. You have a surname.
Yeah. Okay, so Emil's situation, he didn't take anyone's name. He's like, what's a generic name? Emil. Never thought of a last name. He was
He didn't
not
get that far.
into the like details of this.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yay, I didn't have to use the injury dice.
That was like
All
That
right,
was a
well,
big
we will see
talking
you all
session.
next week. Thank you for joining us. See you later.